Welcome to I Lecture Online. Ever since you saw that new equation in the previous video, you may have wondered, are they really equal? I know the numbers seem to match, but how do we know that this equation for the variance is equal to that equation for the variance? Well, here we're going to show you how we can go from one to the other. So I embellished this just a little bit. The summation symbol simply means we're summing up from I equals 1 to n, where n is the number of data points, and that's important. So what do we do first? Well, we have this quantity squared, so let's simply work out that square portion. So we're going to take the sum from I equals 1 to n of the first term squared, which is x sub I, quantity squared, minus twice the product of the two, which would be x sub I times the mean, and plus the last term squared, so plus the mean quantity squared. So that's now the binomial expanded into a trinomial. So now the next step, we're going to apply the summation symbol to each of the three terms inside. So we're going to rewrite it. So this is equal to the sum from I equals 1 to n of x sub I, quantity squared, minus the sum from I equals 1 to n of 2x sub I times the mean, and then plus the sum from I equals 1 to n of the mean quantity squared. All right, so how do we apply that? Well, first of all, it looks like this term right here is the first term that we have already there. So we're good there. We don't have to go any further. This part is okay. Now, these two terms should combine into this term. Well, let's see if that indeed happens. So what should we do next? Well, let's see here. We're going to play a little trick. What we're going to do here is say that the mean is going to be equal to the sum of all the x sub i's divided by n. So we can say that the sum of all the x sub i's is equal to n times the mean. So when we take this right here, we can replace the sum of x sub i's by this quantity right here. But then we're still stuck with the 2 and with the mean right there. But wait a minute, the sum of the mean, isn't the mean just a number? Yes, it is. Remember, in the data set we had in the previous example, the mean was 5, so just a number, so there would be 2 times 5, which is 10, and that can come outside the summation symbol. So we can pull this outside the summation symbol, so this can now be written as the sum from I equals 1 to n of x sub I quantity squared, which is the first term over there, minus 2 times the mean times the summation from I equals 1 to n of x sub I. And remember, this can also be written like that, which is going to be our next step. And then here, notice that we are summing up a number squared, is simply a number which can come outside the summation symbol, but then what's left? Well, then it's the sum from I equals 1 to n of simply the number 1. So we can write this as plus the mean squared times the summation from I equals 1 to n of simply the number 1. We're going to sum the number 1 n times, so this will become equal to n. All right, next step. So this is equal to the summation from I equals 1 to n of x sub I squared, so that's already good. Now here, what we're going to do is we're going to replace the sum of x sub I by n times the mean. So this would be minus 2 times the mean times n times the mean. So simply we replace this by this, and then plus this times this, the sum from I equals 1 to n of 1. We're going to sum that up n number of times, so end up with n times the mean squared. Now here we can see that we have the mean times the mean, which is the mean squared. So this can be written as the sum from I equals 1 to n of x sub I squared minus 2n times the mean squared. And let's go ahead and put that in parentheses. That's a little messy. Let's clean that up. So we have 2n times the mean squared plus n times the mean squared. Now here we have minus 2n times the mean squared plus n times the mean squared. Those terms are equal terms. We can add them together. So that means that this is equal to, and make sure we don't get confused with that. And let me give myself a little bit more room. That will be the sum of x sub I quantity squared from I equals 1 to n. And then minus 2 plus n gives us minus 1n, minus n times the mean squared. Now we're going to play the same trick again. We can see that the mean squared is equal to the sum of x sub I divided by n. So we can go ahead and replace this by the square of here. So we can go ahead and square this, and we can go ahead and square this. And when we do that, we get the following. This is equal to the sum from I equals 1 to n of x sub I quantity squared minus n times this quantity squared, which is equal to this. So we have the sum of x sub I squared divided by n. Now, of course, if I bring the square inside, then maybe I can write it like this. Let me rewrite it. So I can write the numerator squared and the denominator squared. So that way you can see that now I'm going to cancel these two out, this one with this. And so this can be written as the sum from I equals 1 to n of x sub I squared minus this n cancels out with one of those n's, so we get the sum of x sub I quantity squared divided by n. And this is what I was looking for, because after all, I started with the left side equation with the numerator of the left side equation, and I wanted to end up with the numerator of the right side of the equation, and that's exactly what I got. And so there you can see that the two equations to calculate the variance are actually identical to one another, and that is how it's done.